Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It is time for another new comic book day haul video. And I'm going to do something different. I'm going to split these videos into two separate videos. My look ahead is going to be a separate video from the haul video because the videos are just a little too long. I'm going to shorten them up a little bit. 10 to 15 minutes is about the right length, I think. So, starting here, I have a couple back issues. This is First Print Strange Academy number 2. This is a book that I recently picked up, and this book completes my Strange Academy collection. I now have all Cover A Strange Academy books that have come out. So, very happy about that. And I have another back issue that I picked up today at the shop. It's another Star Wars High Republic number 5. I picked up one last week, and it had some damage on the corner. So I wanted to pick up another near mint copy. This is a cameo of Alicia Zavaron, who is the mother of the Path of the Open Hand. And she cameos in this. She's actually appeared in audiobooks and stuff like that, but in comics, she's getting ready to have her first appearance in comics. So this was a cameo in this book here. Okay. And over on this side, I have a copy of Star Wars The High Republic, which is right here. So I'll start with this. This is Dark Horse. Star Wars The High Republic Adventures, The Nameless Terror. Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading that one. I have not read that book yet. I've only read a handful of my books so far. And next up with the Independents, I picked up my Junkyard Joe number 5. And as usual, this is just a great book, great story. Continues on with Junkyard Joe kind of protecting the kids. Muddy Davis got I don't want to give away too much, but it's a really good story. Continuing on, and it left with kind of the last panel was a little bit of it was intriguing to say the least. It says that Junkyard Joe had been shut down. They consulted this kind of shadow organization within the Pentagon, or a offshoot of the Pentagon, kind of Pentagon adjacent, as they put it. And it seems like Junkyard Joe, the Junkyard Joe program, if you will, was shut down due to Junkyard Joe. I guess the robot was killing everyone that it came across. So, and it's kind of a really stark contrast to what you're seeing with Junkyard Joe. He's really caring and, is taking care of these kids and stuff like that. And they're saying that he was shut down years ago because he was killing everybody that he came in contact with. So, yeah, anyway, this book is great. I really love this Junkyard Joe story. Highly recommend. I picked up a couple copies of a new one from James Tynion from Dark Horse Comics. This is a new book, and I think it's pretty cool. It is called Blue Book. And what this is a kind of nonfiction-ish, maybe, air quotes, abduction stories or something like that, alien type stuff, supposed nonfiction. I don't know how you feel about that. I don't know how I feel about it. I've never met an alien, but, I'm pretty open-minded. I'm really looking forward to reading this. So, yeah, Dark Horse and James Tynion, stuff that he puts out seems to be good stuff. So, he seems to be a decent writer. I'm not a fan of Something is Killing the Children. I know a lot of people are. I tried to get into it. I just couldn't get into it. But, I don't discount people liking it, though, because it's very popular. So, just not for me. But I'm looking forward to reading this one. And I did pick up cover B as well, which is like a foil. It's not very foily, but it does have foil maybe just up in the trade dress up there. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading that one. Maybe I'll give you my thoughts on it on my next video. Probably put out Saturday, my look ahead. So look forward to that on Saturday, to next week. I picked up from AWA Upshot, Year Zero, Volume 0, Number 5, last issue of the series. And like I said, I'm way behind. I read the first 2 issues of this, or the first issue, something like that, and have not read since. But I've got all 5 issues, so I've collected the whole thing. Oh yeah, Year Zero. And my last indie, I picked this one up. It's a brand new publisher, and it's called Kara. It's from Vizzy 8 Entertainment. I seen it on the shelf, and I was like, why not? It's a brand new publisher. I'll support a new publisher. So, yeah, pick it up. They only had 1 copy on the shelf, so I went ahead and grabbed it. It was just 1 copy. I haven't read it. We'll see. All right, let's move on to DC, because DC had a pretty darn good week this week, I think. Start off with Lazarus Planet Omega, which I did not read. I kind of lost interest in this whole Lazarus thing. It's hard to keep interest in something. When Mark Waid wrote the first issue, the Alpha issue, I read it and I liked it. And then it went off into all of these one-shots these anthology one-shots I really just did not care for at all. So I'm way behind on the whole Lazarus thing. I'm not even going to bother reading this one because it just won't make sense. I kind of don't care, so yeah, unfortunate, but it is what it is. Flash 793, The Minute War, Part 4. I'm probably just going to read the whole Minute War in trade because, I'm just not a big Flash fan, but I am, I recently read the whole Flashpoint from 2009 because I wanted to get a little educated on the Flashpoint story because that's basically what the new Flash movie is based on. Kind of loosely but tightly, kind of. One thing that I will say that people are specking on that I think is a false spec is Superman in the Flashpoint story is not Kara. It's not. It is basically in the story, it's a Superman they call Subject Number 1. So that is basically who the super person is in that story. It's neither Clark Kent or Kara. So I don't know. I think people are falsely specking on that one because I think that version of Kara is going to disappear. You notice in the movie trailers and stuff, she has short black hair and stuff like that. It's basically a gender swapped Subject 1 from the Flashpoint story. So I think that people are really barking up the wrong tree with going out and buying Kara's appearance in, Batman Superman number 8, I believe, something like that, which is a good book, regardless. It's not like you're going to get hurt on that book, but I would not go out and buy and spend big money on that book because this super character that you're seeing in this Flashpoint movie is not going to be the Supergirl character that is portrayed in the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow movie. That's what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, careful with that one. Next with DC is World's Finest, number 12. This book was fun. This was a debacle of a date. and hearing them both talk about, Robin was talking to Batman about the date, and Batman kind of cracked me up. He's like, dude, just take the L and move on, you know. Kind of sounded like a dad, how a dad would talk to his son, you know, just move on, you know. In Clark, when Supergirl was talking to Superman about the whole ordeal, Superman, of course, is more understanding, and he's more Superman-ish, if you will. But it was a lot of fun. Really fun book. Mark Waid, his writing is good. Really good. And the big book, I think possibly the big book of the week. It is the big book of the week. Superman #1. And I picked up 2 of those. And I've already read this book twice. And man, do I love this. I love Superman. Superman is probably my favorite character when he's written right. And he is written so positive in this. Joshua Williams just nailed it in this comic. And there was new elements introduced in this book, some things to be excited about. Just how Lois and Clark are together, and Jimmy Olsen, I even loved Jimmy Olsen's interaction in this. I really enjoyed this book so much that I read it twice, and I'm completely cannot wait for issue #2. And #2 has some big spec on it. I'll put it on the screen right now. For #2, get ready for that one, because that is supposed your first appearance of Marilyn Moonlight, who is kind of, I don't know if she's going to be a villain or if she's going to be a anti-hero type. I really hope they're going with anti-hero, but something in this, like the last panel in this book, has me completely, I don't know who these new people are. And yeah, there's some new element to this, the very last panel. I don't know who they are. I think it's new. Leave a comment down if you read this and you know what I'm talking about, that last panel. You know, it's like, who are those baddies? I'm hoping that this Marilyn Moonlight is a anti-hero, because anti-heroes are popular and they're good long-term spec, because, you know, Batman has Catwoman, Peter Parker has Black Cat, and it'd be great for Superman to have his female anti-hero counterpart. Would be great. So I'm hoping that's the route they go with that. That's Superman. Awesome book. Definitely pick it up. All right, and we are on to Marvel. Marvel's a little bit light this week, actually. I bought Immoral X-Men #1, and this is I believe this is the last of the 10-year timeline, or it's the first of the 100-year timeline. I haven't read it yet, but I've read everything Sins of Sinister so far, so I will be reading this one later on this evening, and I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to reading the Star Wars Adventures, The Nameless Terror, as well. And who are these people on the cover? You know, are those new Jedi? I'm looking forward to really getting into that one. And if there's anything kind of significant or anything, I'll bring it up in my next video. But this Nameless Terror, the Leveler, if you will, has been everywhere throughout this High Republic thing. These are big books because High Republic, I keep saying it, High Republic is going to be live action. So all of this is going to be big stuff. All right, Immoral X-Men. Yeah, if there's anything special that I see in my reading, I'll report back on my Saturday video. Picked up She-Hulk #10. I'm buying this one all the way through. I've really enjoyed this book, so I'm sure I'll probably enjoy that issue. And I cannot wait to read this. Strange Academy Finals #4. And I only bought 1 copy because I think I pre-ordered 3 copies from mycomicshop.com. So I'll be getting those. But yeah, I can't wait to read that. I love this story. So It's coming towards the end of this first run too, so we'll see. All right, Tiger Division number 4. And I bought this one all the way through. I'm not reading it, I'm just collecting it because I think, I just have a feeling that this is going to be a good series. I just have a feeling that this is going to be featured somehow. So, yeah, I've kind of committed to buying it all the way through, even though I'm not reading it. But, yeah, it is what it is. Okay. Amazing Spider-Man 20. And I've been completely disappointed with this. I mean, the end of this book was okay. I enjoyed the kind of heartfelt moment between Peter and Felicia, which I'm totally all on board with Peter and Felicia, by the way. And I enjoyed their moment at the end of this issue. But this whole issue, I did not like the art. You know what? Felicia was drawn nicely, almost throughout the whole thing. But every other type scene looked so amateur art to me. And the colors, what was with all of these pastel background colors? The coloring was terrible. And the artwork is incomplete almost. There's no background. It's just like a pastel color. So it was really off-putting. And I'm looking forward to number 21. I'm looking forward to Zeb Wells getting back on this book, getting it back on track. And actually, let's find out what's up with MJ and Paul. I'm looking forward to that story and what they've been teasing for over 20 issues now about what did Peter do type of thing, you know. So the next issue, hopefully we get some answers and get to a real storyline. So yeah, that's that. And finally, because I'll never own this, the real book, I picked up Amazing Spider-Man 129, the facsimile edition. And I kind of thumbed through this book, and it just looks so cool, the old school artwork. And yeah, it's really, really a pretty cool book. And being that I'm not ever going to be spending that kind of money on this book, so this is my version of number 129. And guys, that is the entire haul. Don't forget to subscribe so that and notify, click the bell and all that good stuff. So, you know, when I do my update video on Saturdays, I'll go through anything that I might find in these books that I think might be, you know, might be key parts to the books or whatever. Yeah, we'll go with that. And the next video, we'll look ahead to Comic Book Day next week and what's coming out, and you know what I think is going to be hot books. So yeah, all right, it's going to do it. And yeah, we'll see y'all later. All right, bye for now.